Today's video is brought to you by our good friends at Manscaped that allow me to talk about nutsacks all I want. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know every hour, every day, one man is absolutely diagnosed with testicular cancer? Now, of course, I know we talked about the testicular campaign that Manscaped had last month, and I figured we might as well carry it on to this month because as somebody whose family members have had cancer throughout, our generations, I don't think 1 month is enough to talk about such a destructive illness. And it makes sense, because while we use Manscaped to trim and basically caress our balls, we have to make sure that we take care of them, because it's not all about making the balls look nice, it's about making sure they stay there, intact. And that's why you need to do some easy, once-a-month routines, you can do right at your home, while you're playing video games, watching YouTube videos like this, just to make sure your balls are absolutely healthy and cancer-free. And I wouldn't deny that you should go to a doctor every once in a while to get those nuts checked. Now, of course, that's not all. To help remind you that Manscaped is out there for testicular cancer, for a limited time you can get a very special edition Lawnmower 4.0 electric waterproof trimmer. It's got a little ball logo and it's got a purple design on it too, which is really nice. I would say this is a collector's item for nut clearing. There are 10,000 units in existence, so you gotta make sure you get them while they're there. When they're gone, okay? It's not like NFTs or anything. This is like the real deal physical nut cleaning product. Manscaped takes shaving those balls and saving those balls incredibly seriously, as we all should. And with the launch of the new special edition Lawnmower 4.0 purple trimmer, Manscaped is donating $50,000 to their longtime partner, the Testicular Cancer Society, to help those impacted by testicular cancer. To purchase the new special edition Lawnmower 4.0 to support the cause, you can find out by going to manscaped.com/TCS. And if you want to even support the mission further, you can learn more and donate directly to the Testicular Cancer Society.org. If any of this tickles your marbles the right way, and I hope it does, you can use code SOG for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Join the movement and take care of your lovely pair. Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and according to some of the websites we're going to in the GTA radar, it requires us to be very mature. Mature, over the age of 15, 16, sometimes 18. Of course, that's just one aspect of the video. Today I wanted to take you all back on a little bit of a time capsule that I had growing up. Now, of course, I know that I criticize Rockstar games a lot, okay? For Grand Theft Auto Online being as realistic as it is, with flying bikes with missiles, and Red Dead Redemption 2, with the online mode absolutely given no shits about. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, Rockstar Games is something that I criticize. A lot of their practices definitely questionable, but it comes out of a place of love, because when it comes to me and my gaming history, I've grown up with a lot of franchises, but one of them most important to me is Grand Theft Auto. Like Nico Bellic, I once was a fine immigrant to this country, and coming over here, we had family friends, right? Like, the family friends that would get us situated into Canada, like, hey, this is how things work around here. And I remember back in the day, there were like two, I guess you could say, cousins for me, family friends, just older, I guess we would call them cousins, in South Asian culture. Now, these people were, these two were, middle schoolers, just entering high school at the time. And as a kid back in the day who wasn't even like really in the second grade, barely touching it, there was a pretty massive age difference. But something that was really cool that could catch a kid's attention was, the desktop computer. And they had a few games on their system, but one that always caught my attention was Grand Theft Auto 1. Yeah, the original top-down game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, GTA did not always look like this, did not always look absolutely jaw-dropping. In its actual infancy, it was a top-down game where it had a score system, the ability for you to hijack any vehicle, drive around a massive open world for the time, and get into police chases all you wanted. Grand Theft Auto had pretty humble beginnings. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go too far into the history of it. I've definitely played these older games, some of them on my channel, especially games with GTA 1 and 2 that were on the Game Boy Color at the time. Now, back in the day, when I played this game at their house for the first time, immediately for me, the most important thing was like Googling it back when we ended up coming home. So we had a desktop computer, we had an internet connection at the time, and I would just Google Grand Theft Auto, and we would come across some OG websites. Nowadays, Grand Theft Auto looks pretty pretty anemic. rockstargames.com/game/GTA. And yes, their game description for the original is drive dozens of varied vehicles around 3 of America's toughest cities. Only the best will be able to tame the fastest cars. Only the smartest will know all the shortcuts and the whereabout of the hottest wheels. And yeah, here's the screenshots. Look at that, boys. We're driving. We got busted. And look at them cops chasing around. All of this being done in Liberty City. Now, of course, you know, to understand, this is a game from May 1st, 1998. In fact, May 1st was the day I was born. So, wow, the Grand Theft Auto franchise literally began on my birthday. I did not know that until today, and I feel really, really happy all of a sudden, dude. Now, of course, the website back in the day looked a little different. This is rockstargames.com/GTA, where Grand Theft Auto is a game intended for a mature audience. If you are either underage or of a sensitive disposition, Jack Thompson, then this game is not for you. So please do not try to enter the module. So, of course, they've got different things, like if you're in Australia, you have to be over 15 years old or under. In Germany, you get to be over 16. In the United Kingdom, you have to be over 18. But in the rest of the world, I am very mature or I am very immature. It's like going into an adult website, dude. Now, of course, what's really interesting, as a kid, I understood. I passed a Turing test. I always clicked the mature, even though that I wasn't 18 plus at all, or, you know, 16, 18, 15 at the time. I never actually clicked the immature, and I only found out today that it takes you to something known as duckcity.com. What is duckcity.com? It's this. Yes, instead of routing you to google.com like a normal website, back in the day, BMG Interactive, you know, Take-Two, or a lot of these companies would route you to like Duck City. So this is Alan Snow's Duck City, a literal game that you could have gotten. And I didn't even know this existed today until I found it. So I got some virtual machines, and yes, I even have Vista ready to go. Again, what is my channel at this point? Covering Grand Theft Auto OG PC demos from 1999 on Windows XP and Vista. My entire life is a complete shitpost at this point. But here I got Windows XP 32-bit, and I'm going to start this one up just to show you what Duck City is. Look at that, it's got different little game modes. So it's got like 6 different games. You've got like Little Piggy's Crack Den. And what is it taking me to? The Simp Shop? Wait, no way, dude. I actually have to like cut hair. They actually legit made an entire game just for people that were like people who weren't 18 years of age. That's actually so cute. Look, there's even like a chop shop to operate in. We all know it's a chop shop. Come on now. Oh, it's a whole racing game. Well, guys, chalk that up to things I had no idea about. That was something new. But of course, to get back to it, the original GTA, if you were like a normal kid and you clicked very mature, you were granted with this website. Now, back in the day, we have not 1, but 2, not 3, but 4 GTA demos for you to choose from. Now, of course, skipping all of Duck City's nonsense, one of the reasons I jumped into this was this website allowed me to play Grand Theft Auto 1 on my home computer. See, back in the day, I had no idea that you could download, you know, video games off the internet, you know, in like their complete fashion. I had no idea, and nor did I have a credit card to purchase a game digitally or go to the store physically to buy it. Even as a kid, when I saw GTA 1 on the PlayStation Store shelves, like at Zellers, which is like Canadian Target, defunct at this point. When I went there, my mom and dad literally didn't get the game because my dad heard what GTA was. He saw, you know, my cousins play it, and he thought, you can go into nightclubs and strip clubs and see naked titties in this. Dad, you couldn't, not in GTA 1 and 2. Back then, they couldn't render titties on the PS1, so I never got, you know, GTA 1 on the PS1. And even when I was younger and I figured out how downloads worked via Kazaa and LimeWire, I always accepted myself to getting malware. I mean, you should never download anything without paying for it, and let me tell you, back in the day, losing all your computer files and getting massive viruses was definitely the cost you paid for. And if it's anything I learned through this video, looking up LimeWire saddened me because, my god, it's turned into some NFT crypto hellhole. But that's a rabbit hole we'll get into later, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the GTA. So here, I actually had to download these demos. Now, back in the day, they had like different demos. So if you didn't have a strong enough computer, you downloaded downloaded the 8-bit demo. If you had a strong computer, you downloaded the 24-bit demo. And then if you had a 3DFX accelerator card, back in the day we had to have like video accelerator cards. You thought RTX, DLSS, FSR, and all that shit was wild. No, back in the day, we had to have cards like this, and they had separate demos to take advantage of that. But of course, these demos were all like 9 megabytes large, literally because back then games were small. There are save files in games today that are triple what we're looking at here. Put that one through your head. We have not one, but two, not two, three, but 4 GTA demos for you to choose from, depending on the graphic capability of your machine. There's an 8-bit demo, a 24-bit demo, and a 3DFX demo, all offering you the chance to have a little taste of the Grand Theft Auto completely free. Wow, I can't even read. Just click on the icon of the demo you'd like. We have a new demo available only for people with 3DFX cards with special missions set in the city of San Andreas. If you already have a copy of the GTA demo that you downloaded from another site, then we cannot guarantee that it is the best demo available. Several of the demos available are unfinished, while others lack elements of gameplay to comply with classification standards. Bad words. Our demos are, needless to say, the real shit. What is it, like a Coke dealer? You must be over 18 to download a copy of one of these demos. I broke the rules and I'm proud of it. I don't even care. Now, I have these demos downloaded, but I really wanted to look more into this website too. So they even covered all the gangsters as well too. Like this is Bubby. If you don't know who Bubby is, he's like back in the original GTA, there weren't cutscenes or a cinematic story. So you had to like get like 100,000 points or like somewhere around 1 million points actually in-game score to qualify to get the ending for each of the 6 missions that they would have. So back in the original GTA days, you'd have 3 cities. You had Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. San Andreas was a city, not a state back then. Back then, I thought it was a huge deal when I looked into the crystal ball and I told my friends after GTA Vice City, they're going to make San Andreas. Why? Because I played GTA 1, because I knew the original settings that they had planned for it. But like these characters would all show up in the endings for GTA 1. And the endings would just be like, just like 10 seconds of like some 3D, like not 3D, like some 2D like CG rendering. But yeah, this was Bubby, who basically books you a flight to San Andreas. And here they even have like all their investigations. So this guy is currently under investigation for armed robbery, okay, normal, possession of illegal narcotics, and willful Joe Pesci impersonations. Okay. And even the note associates Pablo Vercotti. Oh yeah, notorious Vercotti crime family. And then they just rebranded as Versetti's down the road anyways. Then you got Uncle Fu, who's like 130 years old, responsible for the fall of the Tang Dynasty, carrying an illegal shogun, fencing stolen water chestnuts. What the hell is this? And then he's currently under investigation for inserting blasphemous, offensive words in fortune cookies. You also got Samuel Devers, who scared the shit out of me as a kid, because this guy said so many bad words that to like start bleeping things out in the original GTA.
You listen to me, you 2-bit motherfucker sucker! I hear you're working behind my back. If that's true, I'm gonna fuck you like a crazy bitch.
It wasn't like nowadays where they could literally, have like N-word compilations that last like 10 minutes with Lamar. No, back in the day, they had to censor some stuff. This guy's under investigation for incestuous practices, okay. I mean, that's certainly illegal, but I think what's even more fucked up than that is enjoying all the Police Academy movies. Okay. See, back then they had fun, man. Now it's all too corporate and everything. Now it's like too big of a Back then it was like a small group of developers just having a field day. Here's Brother Marcus, aka Little Jacob Brothers, and this guy is under for ganja propaganda, dealing narcotics, and various ninja hijinks. Okay. They even had people who did the soundtracks. This man is the director of GTA, Mr. Keith Hamilton. As well as being a top-level computer programmer, he also likes to rap. So they made like 60 minutes of original music with like the world's top recording artists. And in the original GTA, the radio station was like hard locked to like each car. So they had like an electronic station, they had like a rap station, they even had like a country station. So the early like point of radio stations in GTA 1 and 2, they were just hard locked into each system. But yeah, they had music in the original. Don't get that mixed up. Look at this one, the cities. They got Vice City, they got Liberty City, and then they've got San Andreas, the city, before it became a whole state, right? Even in Liberty City, you can see like the original like plan was still there and kept to this day. So you obviously got like Portland from GTA 3, you've got Staunton Island, and you got Shoreside Vale. And even from GTA 4, you have Broker and Dukes, Bohan, Algonquin, and Alderney. So they kind of like kept the same vibe going through. They had like the same idea. Obviously, these cities have all been rebranded in like the 3D universes and the HD universes, which is super awesome. Oh, look at the Hot Wheels, boys. These are the cars back in the day, no joke. Now, of course, if you think that I don't have the demos available, yes, indeed, I downloaded them. Now, they're not exactly easy to play. Like, if you get the GTA 3D FX version, you can actually see if I can even load it up right. It gives you a little startup prompt over here, running GTA. I actually unable to run some of these demos whatsoever, simply because the virtualization technology just is not there. But as you can see, this is the hot bitch teaser version. And if I hit play over here, you can see that they've got multiple characters like Travis. Hey, what is that? Katie? Okay, Katie. You've got Mickey, Divine, Bubba. Oh, we're gonna go with Bubba, dude. Hell yeah. So, of course, the first mission is Gangsta Bang, and that doesn't work simply because... Wait, did it crash? No way, it crashed. Oh my god, it destroyed the entire, like... It destroyed the color space of the operating system? No way! Now, this shouldn't shock anybody, but as computers age, technology changes, and graphic processors become different. So a lot of these older games, you have to run through things like DOSBox and whatnot. However, one demo was able to work, which we're going to check right here. So, of course, in the system over here, I'm going to pick Bubba, I'm going to hit Gangsta Bang, and this was the original demo I used to play all the time. Now, this is the original GTA in the lowest system spec possible. And as you can see, it's basically the original game. You can do like a bunch of missions. It's got really bad input lag. But if you look at the top, you got a little timer, 385 seconds. So back in the day, I would literally be playing this over and over and over again, just driving cars, doing as many missions as I can. Like here, I have to find 2 yellow cabs for a bank job in Guernsey City. That's actually a cab right here, a taxi, and I'm gonna grab it and drive it back. And every time you run over somebody, it's like Carmageddon. You literally can get points. They even have a school bus in the game too. You cannot get a school bus in any of the upcoming GTA titles because you can imagine the controversy. Now on the top of the screen, you notice how that cop's like waving his mouth? That was the original wanted rating, okay? So you could only get a maximum of 4. And once you started getting 4, those cops, they would have a hard-on for you forever. But yeah, this is like the original like standard game. Now you might not be able to hear the audio simply because of like the game being super old and it's not working well in the virtualization sphere. But yeah, they also had like full cop chases. So for back in the day, remember, for back in the day, DOS era stuff, they had a full rendering of an open world, a police system, police chases, and terrible input lag. As you can imagine, running old PC games is a lot harder than it may seem initially. Now, there's a few ways to run it. You might be like, what about DOSBox? And my response to that is I really don't care much for DOSBox. My way of touching old retro PC games back in the time when we had 3D accelerators like the Voodoo cards, when we had multiple CPUs and whatnot, is really try emulation or virtualization. Now, you can't really virtualize too well. Like, for instance, I bought an AMD Ryzen CPU. It's a little bit different than the CPUs of yesteryears, if you couldn't tell. It's considerably faster to the point that you can't accurately handle like old school Pentium processors, old school processors from Intel that you would run Windows 98 on, okay? So as you can imagine, with cycle inaccuracies, that becomes a bit of a problem. So virtualization pretty much only works, from Windows XP and beyond, in my opinion. It's not that you can't virtualize older versions of Windows, it's probably that you shouldn't, okay? Virtualization under hypervisors is different than emulation. So we decided to emulate a retro gaming system. Now, of course, this is considerably taxing on a computer, but since you all are gamers, I'm considering that you have stronger PCs than the average, grandma, grandpa who's just browsing Amazon to find whatever deal they can. Ladies and gentlemen, this is $86, okay? Now, to understand, I'm running this within a virtual machine, all right, underneath Linux, so we're currently operating on, like, layers of the matrix. Now, here you can see I've got Win98, so I'm going to hit start over here and start Windows 98 for us. Now, if you look at my configuration for this, you'll find out that it's got a Intel Advanced ZP Pentium Overdrive MMX, 128 megabytes of RAM, which you might be like, wow, that's poor. Dude, this was like high-end back in the day. And then you've got, access, you've got a S3 Trio 64 V2 video card with Voodoo 2 graphics, okay? If you don't think Voodoo 2 graphics are impressive, we can't be friends anymore. Now, here we got the system starting. Now, emulation is a little bit different. We're actually trying to capture the original PC, so it's going to be as fast as an original Windows 98 system. But I figured, just for argument's sake, we're going to get this going and hopefully play those games now. You see Microsoft ScanDisk? It means I didn't power off the right way, which means I committed a cardinal sin, and I should be punished by the Windows gods. Now, this is a lot harder than it looks, okay? Trust me when I tell you, Windows 98 does not like to install underneath modern hardware. But here we go. We got it. Oh, dude, that's... People like to jack off the Windows XP like startup music, but I think Windows 98's where it's at, 100%. Now, of course, I've got the GTA folder, and I've got a few different games, but before we go into it, it's time to activate the 3D effects card, okay? This is like the spice melange, if you will, so go to the 3D effects V2 in your display properties, and you see how it like blanked out for a little bit? Now we've got that 3D effects active. Let's go, dude! Finally play some of these games here. Unzip that shit. Also, you need WinZip because back in the day, zip files were not opened natively on Windows. So here I've got 3 versions. I've got GTA 24. All right, let's get that going. Let's get that started. Here we go. Let's start this DOS version of the game. Oh, ooh. All right, this better work. Run GTA. Oh, man, I swear to God. Okay, all right, we're doing good. Oh, it detected the video card. Thank you, Christ, I've got 2 megabytes of video memory. All right, okay. Okay, we're getting, don't count your chickens just yet there. All right, let's start with, in fact, let's rename it to Please God Work. It might actually be a cheat code. Gangsta Bang. Come on, dude, come on. All right, that's a bust. Reset, hard reset. All right, it's doing it. We're starting it once again. Okay, let's activate that. Okay, that's one bust. Okay, that's one that I'm not gonna be playing. Okay, for now. All right, for now. 3D Effects V2, activate that again. Okay, maybe the other ones will work. Maybe. Let's pray to God. GTA 3D Effects. This has to work. Okay, I'm gonna bet $1 million. Okay, this is gonna work. Run GTA. Come on now. Okay, hasn't detected. Oh God, it didn't detect the video card. Oh God. Wait. Okay, let's go. Please, God. Please go. Oh! Okay, sorry. I'm a little blown away right now. I'll be honest. I'm actually really happy. Wait, do I dare change the resolution? Oh, please don't fucking. Oh! Oh, thank the Lord. It's 800 by 600. Oh my God, this is exactly how I remember it. So I didn't have a 3D effect. Oh my God, is that the Beast GTS? No way. That's the car that I hunted down. Oh, I gotta get it. I gotta jack that car. I gotta steal it. I gotta steal that car, man. Oh, there it is. It didn't unload. Oh, I'm so close yet so far. Oh, give me that Viper. Give me the Viper right now. Get out of there, dude. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is considerably better looking than the 8-bit version that we played. Now, because I'm doing cycle accuracy, you won't really be able to see what goes down in the timer, but I guess we'll do a mission real quick and see what the game's all about, you know? Alright, so the original GTA, you have to go here, get your missions. Let's pick a random one. No. Let's do the last one, dude. The last one's more my jam. We need 2 yellow cabs for a bank job. Okay, grab the car right here. Let's get that. Let's drop it off. Now, I've got 320 seconds in the entire game, so, like, Obviously, all right, you can't, like, I don't know if you can actually speed run the first section. I don't believe you can. Like, you just, like, this is the demo, okay? This is exactly how I played it back in the day. I think the furthest I ever got was finishing 2 missions. Honestly, as a kid, I just like to drive that beast GTS around. Now, of course, one of the things with the early GTA is because it zoomed out the camera a little bit as you were proportionally driving based on speed. The problem is you're going to crash a whole lot, okay? Especially if you're driving the fast cars. And this is why you don't drive motorcycles in the original GTA. It's nearly impossible. My brother knows I'm banging his wife. Okay, we'll waste him. Don't worry about it. Ooh, the cops are crazy in this, man. I see where the LSPD gets the inspiration. Oh my god, dude. I'm driving so drunk right now, it's not even funny. I honestly... Oh, wait, no, I wasted the... Okay. No! Oh my god! Dude, the cops are insane in this game. Can I at least die to the train tracks before the 20 seconds is up? Yes! Yes! Yeah, that's gotta be the best way to go. Come on now. Oh no, the train's fucking here! Wait, no, I can at least clip myself onto it. Yes! Yeah! There we go. Bam! Wasted, dude. You get a little skeleton? And 3, 2, 1, Grand Theft Auto! We're over, boys. Time's up, sucker. You want more? Buy the real thing! No. Now, because of the very controversial release of GTA 1, as you can imagine, the fact that everyone was playing this murder simulator where you were just fucking killing cops and running away from them and doing criminal activities, Grand Theft Auto 2 came out with a bigger shebang. And as a kid, the visual style of it blew me away because, man, did it not only look noticeably better, but the actual gameplay was more enhanced. There were gangs this time, more gangs, an entire respect system based around that gang, and more weapons, more vehicles, and a much better vibe. Dare I say, this is the first cyberpunk game that I might have played, because GTA 2 was in fact a cyberpunk game that took place in the gritty future of 2013, where you actually were living in, like, I think it was Nowhere, USA. That's literally the actual location name. If it's one thing about Rockstar that you have to really like from back in the day is that anytime controversy occurred, they were always there to take it in spades and capitalize off of it just to grow their entire brand. Anytime the media would say they would make a murder simulator, they would then make a sequel that would be even more raunchy, even more filled with violence. And that's pretty much how the growth of this company happened, even into the PlayStation 2 era, and to be honest, all the way up until Grand Theft Auto 4. Beyond that, raunchiness has taken a little bit of a sidestep ever since the company had to be a little more professional after they've grown to such a massive size. And I have no doubt that companies like Take-Two, which are their parent organization, definitely have a say in calming things down, especially recently. Now, of course, this is a much more simpler website. Like, they had demonstrations for it, like a whole demo that you could download, but also they actually had access to an entire movie. Now, in the demo, basically, look at these system requirements back then. Pentium P200 or above, DirectX 6.1, and any Direct 3D compatible card, you need a 4 megabyte minimum at least, okay? If you don't have 4 megabytes of video memory, what are you doing in this day and age? And if you don't have 40 megabytes of free drive space, get the fuck up out of here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this game, all right, this was like a 6-minute demo where they literally implanted the main character, like Claude Speed, with like literal C4. So after the time went out, boom, detonated, you're wasted. Now, of course, it's hard to run this because even under virtual machine technology, the fact that it doesn't ship with proper versions of DirectX just go up against it. Like, this is the 32-bit version of Windows XP. I'll literally fire up like just Windows Vista to show you. Like, you absolutely need like a emulation software, like an emulation layer with Windows 98 and like a proper emulation of the GPU to get this running. Like here, GTA 2, the demo won't even work for me. It's like, there it is. It's got a known compatibility issue. It just doesn't work, period, because I don't have like DirectX properly working. Even after you install it, just the thing will not work. Alright, let's go. GTA 2, video mode, maximum frame rate. Dusk is like the high settings, 3D effects glide, and special recognition. Let's go, GTA 2. Come on now, let's do this demo. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I got a 3D effects card. I got the best retro gaming computer emulation can buy. All right, let's hit play. Oh, dude. Oh, my God. This actually runs so smooth. This is exactly how I remember it. Hey there, kid. Sorry to break it to you, but you got a belly full of explosives. Let's go get the armor. Get the Molotov cocktails. All right, dude. Let's do it. Let's get around. Oh, so they even gave us, like, missions to do starting off. Okay. Oh, dude. Look at the lighting effects, man. I gotta be honest with you. This blew anybody away. Ooh! Molotov right on the car. Wait, grab the car. Let's go. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh, I'm not getting busted. Oh, no, Chief, it's not happening. Oh, dude, this is sick. We're gonna blow up the radio tower right here. Let's do it. Okay, so like this game, like, obviously you can see it's a marginal increase over the original game's visual style, but like, damn, dude. This actually looks way better than I remember. Look at this. If they made a twin stick remake of this, I would be so down for this game. Damn it. No. The game's actually lagging, dude. Oh my god, the game's actually fucking slowing down on this. It's kind of sick. It's actually slowing down. Like, it's not my computer that's the problem. It's not even the emulation. It's just that the actual processor back in the day is being taxed with this. Add in all the visual effects, like 3D effects. Oh my god. You're actually witnessing the legitimate lag of an old PC game. So good. Okay, guys, I only have 20 seconds to live right now. we got a stomach full of Semtex, and we're about to go to the moon. Oh boy. Oh god, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Goodbye, cruel world. All right, let's see how big. Let's get into this whole like giant. Oh wait, boom. Oh my god, Ooh, GTA out 22nd October 1999, and Y2K just shortly after. Like, back in the day, dude, they did not care. Even the movie for GTA 2, they were like, they actually filmed like a 10-minute piece, like a 10-minute like little short that would just give you the vibe of Grand Theft Auto 2. Being clock speed, driving fast cars, touching the pay and spray, whipping out the MP5, wiping players, wiping gang members, and doing good shit, dude. I love this one where he's like, "Oh no, I'm getting chased around. Better get away, dude." Look at how messed up Nowhere City is at this point. This dude's just running at him with the chainsaw. Like, what was the point of knocking the one guy? So here he comes across the Zaibatsu companies, like drugs. Zaibatsu is referenced in GTA 5 as like the Z-type, like it's the only close you got into it, like their vehicle, but he finds like a Beamer, which is the only time in the GTA universe that like an actual real-life vehicle has ever been brought in. And you gotta love this scene the most too, as he's stuffing things in and he drives away. This guy whips out a Motorola, like an OG Motorola cell phone with a goddamn Criminal Empire logo on the side, and notifies them. And immediately the Zaibatsus are so scary that they go up to like this John Wick clone and just straight up write "Activate Assassin." And boy, you better hunt down our old boy Claude. Obviously, like, Claude Speed himself would end up becoming like one of the protagonists for GTA 3, where they would also be like just Claude in general. Not exactly the same character, but clearly inspired. And here John Wick wipes him on another actual licensed vehicle, a Porsche, for crying out loud. Nowadays, with Rockstar world building, this would basically be known as a Comet, and the BMW would be known as the Ubermacht Oracle at this point, right? So like, that's one of the things that I always loved about GTA's world building, is like, after like the PlayStation 2 versions, they really went all in on parodying everything. You know, it wasn't like they were even using the term FBI anymore. They started bringing FIB, which granted isn't that much of a difference, but instead of even referring as a SWAT team, they started referring to the actual SWAT forces as Noose, giving them a further cementing in their game world. You know, it went beyond just having different cities. Even car manufacturers, right? They started literally parodying actual individual car manufacturers. You could play games like GTA 5 and notice that literally next to the vehicle name, they actually append it with an actual car company that is reminiscent of a real-life variant as well too. And those are just small touches that they add. Honestly, back in the day, Grand Theft Auto games used to come out every year because for a grand majority of them, they were spin-offs, right? Grand Theft Auto 3 was a mainline entry, and for a long time, we got spin-offs. Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, and in a lot of ways, there were benefits to that. And then, of course, the mainline entries always have to expand on the world rendering. So GTA 4 brings an even livelier city, and GTA 5 goes even one step beyond. And honestly, replaying a lot of these games every year makes me more excited for the next mainline entries and seeing what Rockstar is capable of doing with the engine going on forward. Now, when it comes to top-down games in the GTA world, frankly, that world is dead. I would love to have like top-down vertical twin-stick shooter remakes of these titles, much in the same vein of games like Payback or just these games released again, but I don't think we're going to get that. Also, if you really are interested in 2D games in the GTA franchise, you've got Grand Theft Auto Advance for the Game Boy Advance, which does a pretty spectacular job of having a storyline and actually creating a proper GTA game on very anemic hardware. And Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars on the Nintendo DS. Believe it or not, it is one of the best Grand Theft Auto games ever made on a Nintendo platform, actually just generally made. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, top down, they implemented so many cool things like the drug dealing minigame onto it, and the fact that it really used that touchscreen to its absolute potential. Absolutely banger game. Imagine downscaling all of GTA 4's Liberty City, except for Alderney, down to an actual DS cart. But you know, I'm going off on a million tangents. I wanted to make this video to take you down a trip on memory lane, playing through some of these old demos, visiting these old websites, and looking at a time when gaming was, I guess, a little less professional and more built by the actual developers down to us. It was more of like a farm-to-table experience, I guess, if you would say. And honestly, Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar games in general just piqued the interest. You know what? It's not even GTA that does it the best. Rockstar built tons of other games and IPs back then, and they used the same style of promotion. They literally made a snuff film like Ring, all right, like a forum board for Manhunt, let alone having a pretty kick-ass atmospheric website for that alone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I wanted to cover into. Back in the day, this stuff blew my mind, and I just wanted to relive memory lane. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.